can feel it. I can feel it.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James. We're going to take you out with local guides to show you their tips and tricks,
So that when you turn up here, you feel like you fished it your whole life. This is the Guide's Guide.
Of course. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good day. How you doing?
Good, you?
Torsten? Nice to see you, buddy.
Beautiful. How you doing, guys?
Adrian,
Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks. Looking forward to this, boys.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good day.
A little early March day here, a little west coasty, but a few fish around out there.
What a day we have in store for you. Really fortunate. We're here at Shannon Marina in Sooke with Adrian O'Connor, the owner of Reel Obsession, Torsten, the head guy at Reel Obsession. Really looking forward to this, guys. Thanks for taking the time to take us out today. We're going to go see if we can find some salmon, have a little tour around the Sooke area.
Yeah.
Should be exciting.
Should be good. Yeah, Torsten was out yesterday pounding a few salmon.
Yeah, there's definitely a few out there, so it'll be a good day.
Yeah, hopefully today is going to bring some fruits of our labor and get some salmon on board.
Definitely.
Shannon Marina is a beautiful place. There's a huge boat ramp over there, tons of moorage, and this is a really great place to fish out of. You can hit Port Renfrew from here all the way down to Victoria if you've got the fuel capacity for it, and lots of options for fishing out there.
Super close to the fishing grounds. You don't even need the big motor right now to where we're going to start. We're going to be drop the gear 200 yards off the dock here. It's where the fish have been, and if not, we'll run around the corner to World. It's a couple miles away, Becher Bay. Lots of options from here for sure.
Awesome. Well, let's cut the lines and get out of here.
Let's do it, boys.
Adrian, what's your plan this morning? What are you going to start us off with here in terms of gear, and where do you want to start fishing?
Sure. So, yeah, we're just coming out of the marina here, and we're going to drop the gear here in about 200 yards. There's a little trench right in Becher Bay here. Where we are right now, we got Fraser Island, Lamb Island over there. There's about a 120-foot trench, give or take, that kind of runs through the middle. Hopefully we're going to see a little bit of bait, and there should be a few fish around here. Toasty was out yesterday, did well right here. I think we're going to throw one hoochie down and one spoon. Blue Silver Spoon's been working really good. The hoochie, I think, was his #1 producer out there yesterday.
Yeah,
and they've kind of been going back and forth.
The
OR12, yeah. That one was pretty consistent.
We're here during the second week of March. You guys were saying that some of the bait they're feeding on is immature herring or smaller herring, and also some larger ones as well. So the object is to imitate that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. There's been a little bit of both around and stuff like that. I think probably last year's spawn, they were hanging around in the marina there all winter and stuff like that. These little 3-inchers like that kind of thing and stuff. And then, yeah, there's definitely some nice mature 7-8 inch herring and fish the last couple of weeks we've been seeing too.
The Guide's Guide is brought to you by Gone Fishing, Vancouver Island's Fishing Authority. Parksville Boathouse, boats, gear, ready to go. West Coast Fishing Tackle, the quality anglers deserve. North Arm Knives, built in BC, built to last. Blue Seas Fabrication, your sea deck specialists.
It's not loaded up. Okay. Now, if you want to see the screen here, we got a pile of bait. We're all coming up on the bottom here. Like,
Nice.
doesn't look like a bunch of marks working it, but it's always nice to see the bait.
Absolutely. Where there's bait, there's fish.
Yeah.
I noticed, too, that here at Becher Bay, we're basically already hitting the ebb tide, dropping down. But the current over at Race Rocks is actually slack right now, so we're probably basically in a slack tide in this trench.
Probably pretty close. Yeah, that's one thing that's interesting down in the strait here is we've got a 10, I think we looked at it, we have a 10-hour tide today.
Yeah.
So unlike being out on the west coast, every 6 hours and 45 minutes, 50 minutes approximately, you got that tide change consistently, right? Where here you got the water influencing it coming down from the east side of Vancouver Island. You got it coming in off of the west side, and then you got the Fraser River that's influencing it as well. So,
Right.
So yeah, the current and the tides are a little bit different in here, stuff like that, just because the tide changes at time. The current change is typically a little bit different.
Yeah. And do you fish those differently, or is Sooke kind of an area where you can kind of get out? Doesn't really matter the tide or the current all that much.
No, it's pretty important.
It's pretty
for sure.
important, right?
Yeah. There's definitely times, you know, you get up to Beachy Head and stuff like that. If you're working salmon, different areas that are pretty hard to fish when you got a full flood or a full ebb that's moving at 2 or 3 knots, kind of thing. Especially out at race rocks, like you were talking about.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the nice spot about this, guys, is that you can literally bring a 12-foot tinner out here because you're 2 seconds away from the marina. You're in relatively protected waters. This is a great spot to come out and just check out and see what you can find.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of guys out here yesterday in kayaks,
Yeah,
and they were catching fish too,
Really,
right? Which
eh?
is awesome to see, right? There
Yeah,
was 4 or 5
100%.
guys in kayaks, and half of them probably caught fish. So
Nice. Oh, that's always good to see.
Yeah.
Notice what Torsten's doing here. We went from 107 feet to 121. He was down at about 128, 129. He's going to drop it even further. The bait's on the bottom, so we're continually adjusting. Tyler's going to do the same thing on this side. Get your gear down to where the bait is, right on the bottom.
yeah, don't be afraid to work your gear, right? A lot of times there's stuff down there following it. As soon as you change it up, right, they get it.
Yeah, that little difference in action from sort of being down there, from being lifted up or even dropped down, sometimes we'll get the fish to hit.
Trigger that aggressive strike, right? That predatory response.
A little bit of rain, a little bit of fog. We're fishing this trench out here out of Becher Bay here.
Yep.
What are some of the other sort of local spots that guys can come out and fish around here that you might suggest?
This time of year, Whirl Bay is probably, you know, second to this.
Okay.
Even further around the corner, right into Becher Bay there. You have a lot of guys fishing right off the can there. There's another little ridge trench there that holds a lot of fish this time of year.
Perfect.
You know, if I wasn't here, I'd be in Whirl, and if I wasn't at Whirl, I'd be in Becher.
Yep.
And if I wasn't there, then I wouldn't be fishing.
Fair enough. Okay, right on.
Go back to a glow flasher and the super sexy hook.
There you go.
There's the fish. There we go.
He's off the cliff and he's on the line.
Nice.
There we go.
Right on. So we're fishing 129 feet. I had the downrigger down at 141.
But yeah, 5 minutes from where we started this morning, right? You know, we were seeing all kinds of bait there and stuff like that. We weren't just seeing the marks and stuff like that. So made a little shuffle 5 minutes down the line here into Whirl Bay and fish on as soon as we get the second rod in the water.
We got that extra metal off the cannonball, right?
Yeah.
That's what did it. Took the stainless steel off.
Here comes the flash here.
Here's a little guy.
Gaffer release on him. Steps in that corner where you are.
Off he goes to live another day like
Oh.
you've never even thought.
Nicely done, Torsten.
Hey, we're on the board. There we go.
How far behind your clip do you like to fish your flasher?
Oh, it depends what I'm using. If I'm using hoochies, it's a lot closer than normal. 10 feet, 7 feet, depending. Spoons and stuff like that, I'll stretch her out a little further, 15 to 25 feet. Bait, same sort of thing. But if I'm fishing rubber, I bring it a lot closer.
Why is that?
Just to get the whip, right? You want that flasher to whip and that hoochie behind it to actually move. If it's too far back, the flasher's moving a lot slower and that hoochie's not getting any action. Now it's just a piece of rubber towing through the water. By getting that whip, it kind of looks like a squid swimming through the water, right?
And how far behind the flasher do you usually run your hoochie?
Short leaders, 32, 36, really short leaders, just to get that whip.
Great, thank you.
Of course. Why it's called Whirl Bay, I don't know.
Because it gets pretty speedy over there.
It does.
Nice
There's a
rocks.
lot of structure. There's a lot of hydrology happening off this point.
And is this a spot that you guys like to fish a certain tide on, or again, it just, you know?
I like it here on an ebb.
Yeah.
I find it sets up a little better. You can fish it on a flood as well, but for me personally, I like fishing it on an ebb.
Yeah, those fish like off at this point here, Christopher Point, there's a kind of a reef that runs out. And like Torsten said, on the ebb side, we find those fish on the lee side of it, right? They kind of sit down on that back side of the hump, just like a river. They're out of the tide. I would say 90% of the fish we pick up here on this current are going to be just over on that lee side. The current's coming over top. They're sitting just down below, waiting for that bait to wash over, not working as hard.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we did find that one fish, so that was great. We were only here for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Little spoon, green flasher.
Notice that Torsten's bringing the rod up. We're going to check the line. Just a little trick. When somebody's doing that, always leave the other side down. If you bring them both up at the same time, it's impossible to catch a fish. So you check one first, put it back down, and then check the next one. Just noticed I was looking at Torsten's OR12. This is a UV hoochie. He's got a single red bead. And this is something I've noticed that Adrian likes to do as well as some hookups. They have a single piece of tubing at the bottom. It helps with the spacing, gives a little bit of color. Is that UV?
It is, yes.
UV tubing. UV hoochie.
UV is key.
That's
Single
a great
hook,
setup.
easier to release those small fish, right? I find those double singles. Sometimes you'll catch one in the eye. I like one single small hook. Much easier to gaff release those, immature juvenile fish.
Definitely. That looks like a number 3. Perfect. Oh, check out the orcas. Oh, we're here. Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a good thing Torsten was up in the bow. I got to steal his rod from him,
See, sometimes you just got to turn your back on it, right? Give them the cold shoulder and then they'll start biting.
How deep were you tied?
Oh, I don't know. In the deep hundreds, I think. 160.
Daddy's basement, right down at the bottom, yeah. Oh, there you go, eh? There you go. There you go. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bait ball sitting down on the bottom there. Didn't see any marks on it, but right when we went over top of that bait.
Coming under?
Gotta love that. Big dance floor, lots of room to work, right? I'll probably let this guy go. And again, this one is wild anyway.
OR12 hanging out of his mouth there. Look at that.
So we doubled up there, guys. We had the gear right down on the bottom. Port side hit first, and the starboard side hit. Tyler had to do a little switch over.
I'll get you back on that other side. I'm going to set this out. See if we can get another one right quick.
Sure. The Real Obsession team has put us on them.
Heck yeah.
Sooke could have been, didn't he?
I think he might be a little bit bigger than the last one.
Hold on. Hold on.
A little bit bigger.
Was not happy when he saw Tyler's face. I know the feeling.
Ah, well. Nice one.
Probably too, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
There he goes.
Nicely done, buddy. Okay, so we got the OR12 hoochie on one side, which is the UV, and we have the little spoon Hulk on the other side. Looks like they're feeding on small bait. Right on the bottom. Thanks, Tyler.
Nicely done, boys. Nice double header.
So we brought that fish in, and you'll notice that the spoons straighten up a little bit. Great thing about these spoons is you can torque them back down to where they were. I like to go a little bit further. Paint stays on. Wicked.
James likes the naughty bend. Real torque down.
I do.
Action creates a reaction, right?
Yeah,
More
right,
action you get to it.
When you're fishing spoons, you're checking them out every fish that you get, right? Especially when you're gap releasing.
Yeah.
That's when you have a tendency to bend those spoons out a little bit, but it is really important just because the tune of that spoon, you straighten that thing out, it's not doing it back there, so it's something to really pay attention with.
Torsten, if you had 3 flashers to fish this area in around Victoria and Sooke,
Yep.
what would they be?
Number one this time of the year, Victorian Sooke, would be the 𝗦𝗂𝗏𝗍. Glow back, kind of a raspberry blade, bit of a Betsy front. My second one would be this chartreuse Phantom. It's got glow back, chartreuse blade, bit of a blue moon jelly on the front. And then the standard, a blue moon jelly glow. Those would be my 3 flashers.
One of the things you guys are going to notice, the trend here, we're fishing deep. This is at 207 feet. Both reels have braid on them. And if you haven't changed over from mono to braid, especially when you're fishing deep, it's super key. I mean, you're going to be able to see those bites. The hook sets are better.
Hook sets are right away instant, right? You don't have that stretch like you do in the mono. You know, braid's kind of the way to go.
Are you fishing braid even when you're fishing shallow up in
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
See,
Yeah.
same here. Like, I haven't even switched back to mono on anything. I run about 40 feet of shot cord, and that's it. Like,
That's all you need.
run braid straight up. I
It's more
swear.
enjoyable too, right? You feel that fish a
You
little
feel
bit
that
more,
fish.
right? You can feel him shaking his head, you know.
Even the little guys, you know, even that one, you know,
Yeah.
you feel them going, right? James had a little runner there too, which was great.
Yeah.
So switch over to braid, guys. If you aren't doing it yet, like, let us know in the comments why you're stuck on mono if you are. And if you switched over to braid, let us know too. So it's definitely the way to go. Howdy! We're filming an episode of the Guides Guide. Are you okay if we keep filming?
My name's Ryan. I'm with the RCMP. We're part of the Shipwriter program. Are you familiar with that at all?
I've never heard of it.
All it means, so I have a U.S. Coast Guard member with me here today. All it means is a specially trained and cross-designated to enforce laws on coastlines and clear waterways. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing some vessel checks, doing safety and fisheries checks. So we'll jump on board. We'll do a quick safety inspection. We'll do the fisheries check as well, and then we'll be out of your hair and out of the way.
Sounds great.
Make sense? Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, nice boat.
Awesome.
That's the captain right there in front of you.
Okay, so you're the owner
Adrian.
operator?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have your PCOC and then the vessel documentation as well, please?
So yeah. There's 4 of us are guides.
Yeah.
So
everybody knows what they're doing then.
Exactly. Well, we try. I said we were guides. I didn't say we know what we're doing.
Small vessel opening.
There we go.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, yours would be print on
We've had this for a while.
Yeah. It's been around.
And just in case you're wondering, all I'm doing right now is I send the info to our operations center so they can do their checks that they need to do.
Are you going to be checking our gear as well, sir?
I'll have a quick look at the main thing we're kind of worried about right now is just the barbed fishing hooks. And then we like to check any catches just to make sure it lines up with what you're putting on your licenses, but none of them have any catches. I don't want to interrupt your filming, but do you have your fishing license as well?
I'm not fishing today.
You're on board though. You have a license on board.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, feel free to fact check that. As far as I know, that's what I was taught.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me why you would want that.
Yeah.
You never know. I'm happy with my checks here, fellas. I see you all have PFDs. You got all this thing on board. There's nobody else here. Like, I'm happy if you're happy. Any questions for us?
Oh, that's
Other than fisheries questions? Because I'm not your guy.
No, we appreciate you guys stopping by.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take care, fellas.
Thank you again. Guys. One of the things the RCMP officer there wanted to see was a fishing license from our camera guy, who's actually here filming for us, getting paid to film, and who's not engaging in the act of fishing at all. We're all kind of under the understanding that if you're not participating in the act of fishing, you don't really need a fishing license.
No, because you're not engaged in it. You're not actively participating in fishing.
Exactly.
So just to clarify, 4 of us have licenses. Our camera guy, Bennett Gill, did not. So just to clarify, the 4 of us had licenses. Our camera guy did not, but he was not involved in the act of fishing. He was in filming the whole day. And the officer told us he needed a license.
Yeah. Anyway, thankfully, he did have a picture of it on his phone, which did turn out to be good enough for the officer. But at the same time, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on this. Drop it down in the comments. And we're going to go ahead and research this when we get back home just to see what the actual rules of being on the ocean and on a boat are without a license if you're not participating in the act of fishing. So, yeah, we'll see what we find out.
Yeah.
If you guys are a lodge owner or if you're a guide and are looking to get a little bit more exposure, give us a call or look us up. Both available through Facebook and we're available on Instagram. We'd love to go out fishing with you. So Adrian has got us into a couple of fish here. Adrian and Torsten are doing a great job. We've had 3 to the boat, a double header. Get in here a little bit closer, Adrian. You want to show us exactly where we're fishing?
Yeah, sure. We so we popped out of Becher Bay. We came around into Whirl Bay. You know, typical winter springs. You're fishing some flattier, sandier, slightly muddy bottom. Church Rock up there, Christopher Point behind us. Kind of just a little bit of a lee in the current. If you look right, that kind of little bit of a reef points out there, and we're just running back and forth through the bay. We fished. We'd made our first couple passes up off of Christopher Point there and stuff like that, and we just took those 2 fish right behind us here. So we're in Whirl Bay, just between Becher Bay, Becher Bay, maybe a 25-minute run up the coast west from Victoria.
You can see all these tracks in here. These are tracks that Adrian's made over the last couple of weeks. So obviously a hot spot.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. We picked up a few nice fish out here for sure.
Nice.
All right, no more messing around, boys. Let's make it happen.
What do you got going on there? Oh, you switched up the hoop.
I'm going back to the OG original.
There's a good one.
You're up, bro. You're up.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, it was a good hit.
Off the rigger and everything.
Ooh, that spoon's doing okay today, boys.
On the outside turn. That Hulk, man. Super sexy Hulk.
Where we are too.
Right at the dock.
Right in front of the dock. Adrian took a left-hand turn there, so the outside sped up. And just as it started to speed up, the fish hit. We're in 114 feet of water. I actually wasn't right on the bottom, and I was a little bit above it. I actually had this at 117. Not bad, guys. 4 fish today. Yeah, pretty good.
Well, that's a good fish.
Still got a little bit of juice left in them, Adrian.
Boys, good scrap, hooked right where we want them. Hatchery clipped fish, beautiful. No worse for wear.
You see the scratches on his head, where he's been down in the rocks.
He's been something, yep.
I'll feed down a needle fish down the bottom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
There we go.
Decided we're using the same spoon. The Hulk again, and we switched over to a different flasher. This will be coming out in May this year.
So we're out of Sooke today, but your real stomping grounds in the summertime isn't actually Sooke. Where are you fishing out of mostly?
Yeah, Esperanza's been home base for, I think we're going into summer number 26 this year coming up here. So
Awesome.
A few months away from the start of that. Yeah, we fish out of Victoria kind of year round. I got some contract guides that fish out of here, and then we got boats in all winter and stuff. But yeah, Esperanza's been home for many summers there. Fantastic salmon, halibut, lingcod, bottom fish. Our prime season runs kind of June, July, and August up there, but there's fish around all the time. But being the west side there, yeah, that's the best of the best.
And you got a full lodge up there.
Yeah, we're a full service operation, small little marina. Guys are going to show up from wherever they come from. We're going to take care of all the little details. We're going to feed them some great food. They're going to be in a comfy bed, fish out of some great comfortable boats, be with an awesome team, and just have that West Coast experience, right? You know, it's not just about the great fishing that we got there.
Absolutely.
It's that whole experience about just, you know, making memories with family and friends or the business or whoever they're there with.
Do you have some opportunity for U-boaters to come in and stay at the lodge as well?
Yeah, a little bit. We don't have a ton of space, but we have some bring your own boat opportunities. We've got the marina, we've got fuel, bait, all that kind of stuff for them. We're a licensed processing facility, so we can take care of everybody's fish needs and make sure the quality of that's taken care of. Like 30 feet of water, like 19.
Well, that was quite the day, my friend.
Absolutely. Sooke provided.
Yes, it did. Yes,
Adrian, Torsten, guys, we can't thank you enough for taking us out.
I'm glad we could make it happen finally after fishing next to each other for 16 years.
Yeah,
Same boat, right?
yeah. And we're going to be fishing together beside each other again this summer, but that was quite interesting how you fished the area. some of your favorite colors, some of your favorite hoochies. And you're saying the bay here is, even when it's blowing, is a good place to fish as well.
Fantastic, right? You saw we trolled right into the harbor here, right? You can leave right on the kicker. Great winter spot, fish here in the summertime and stuff like that, and lots of other spots that are very close as well.
Yeah, that was a perfect day. 4 nice fish in the boat, 5-6 bites, and a couple on hoochies, couple on spoons. Out to Whirl Bay, back into Becher, and couldn't have been any better. That's awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
fellas.
Thanks, Torsten. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you.
If you guys are looking for guide service, Real Obsessions charters out here in Victoria Sooke or out of 𝗛𝗂𝗏, they got a full service lodge out there as well. A bunch of guides out there. Look them up. They're going to be there all summer this year, next year. They're getting full up on spots for 2026, but if you're looking for something for 2027, definitely hit up Adrian and give him a call.